Crafty review here. Boy Gabe Londo at Pantoja Bar and Grill. Today we selected a beer out of Left Hand Brewing out of Longmont, Colorado. This is a seasonal spice ale for them. It's called, what's it called? Good JuJu. The reason why I actually chose this beer, again, is the artwork. For those of you guys familiar with some of the left-handed stuff that we've done, we did their poster pills, and then we also did their 400-pound monkey IPA. So again, great artwork. It's one of those things that always catches your eye when you're in the store looking for beers. You want to talk a little bit about the specs on the beer?
Yeah, so I'll be the first to say too. I guess it's considered a ginger beer because it's one of the main ingredients in the beer is ginger and then various spices. I don't think I've ever had a beer that's had ginger in it.
Neither did I.
So this is going to be as new to me as new it is. So I'll give it a shot. I mean, I've had beers with cinnamon, with pumpkin, with whatever, but never with ginger.
Yeah. Some of the stuff too, because of the season, looking for lighter beers, something clean on the palate, something refreshing. I figured, well, let's give it a try. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and it's made with some pretty basic stuff. Again, nothing too creative, so nothing to scare anybody away. The grain bill looks like with malt. It's your pale 2-row, pretty simple, pretty simple style of malt. Munich malt, crystal, and then flake barley. So all of those being a lighter, caramel or the crystal being a little bit of a sweeter taste to it. So makes sense if you're mixing in a bunch of the spices. And then some of the hops is Centennial, U.S. Goldings, and Sterling. So pretty good hop variety they got in the mix there too. 4.5 ABV, so actually going to be pretty low on the ABV scale. So nothing to get too crazy with or anything like that. But it is going to be a 20 on the IBU. So a lot of the beers that I'm used to are 50s, 70s, so somewhere in the 20s. I'm expecting more of a light flavor, maybe more of a crisp flavor. So we'll see. But those spices, that spice, when I read that on the bottle here, that it's brewed with the light ale with the ginger, that definitely caught my eye. I've never had that before, so I'm definitely excited to try it. One of the things we've been talking about with some of the latest beer reviews, the new trend going with beers is the food pairing.
Food pairings, right.
So we've had beers that you try with Mexican food. We've had beers that you should try with shrimp or bacon when we were at Santan, that smoked bacon. What were they talking about?
Because of ginger, obviously, I don't know if for some of you that are into foods, I honestly love cooking and always looking into that stuff. But the Asian cuisine is very heavy on ginger. So looking at this beer, they're saying that anything that's in the Asian cuisine, this is a good food pairing for that style of food. So, well, we're going to give it a go. It's got a nice color to it.
Yeah, not a thick caramel color, more really clean,
clean.
very clear. So it doesn't.
I'm curious how this smells.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh man, that's like the ginger. I mean, you definitely smell ginger. You smell a lot. I would expect this more like Christmas time. Thanksgiving time is what all those smells remind me of. That's almost like gingerbread. But
you know what? When you said, doesn't this taste like stuffing?
It does.
Doesn't it taste like a good Thanksgiving beer? Like if you were to...
But it's clean, right?
No,
so
right.
Like I was expecting it to be more not foamy, but more full, not like crisp. It's not like a clean, like, I don't know, I guess like I said, I was expecting it to be, that's the best way I can explain it, is that like full, almost like a thick flavor to it. But no, I don't taste that at all.
This is really clean. I get a lot of earthy tones to it. I mean, just harvesty tones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something. This is considered one of their seasonal beers. They didn't specify what kind of season. Obviously, it's out now, so I would assume that's going to be either a spring or summer. It has been out for some time, so I'm going to probably assume spring in this case. If that's their intention, roll with it. I honestly would add to that and say this would be a good fall flavor.
Yeah,
I could pair this with the turkey dinner. Honestly, it would marry well with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it has got. I mean, I guess you're more of the cook than I am, but when I think of like some of the flavors in there, I taste that ginger because I've had ginger in Asian food, really good. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's because of the spices they throw in there. I get a little bit of a pumpkin flavor. I get a little bit of a cinnamon flavor.
Those types of spices.
Yeah,
obviously.
I get everything that you associate with Thanksgiving and Christmas time. So, I mean, it's a good beer. That's surprised the hell out of me, man. That really surprised me.
And I think maybe picking up on some of the spice tones that they're doing, again, Asian 5-spice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously could be in relation to this, but I pick up on something different, and that's just my palate. And it doesn't mean that it's deterring anything from what they're trying to portray with this beer, but either way, I mean, okay, so if we're going to look at it this way, you can drink it twice a year.
Yeah.
You can drink it for Thanksgiving, you can drink it during the spring if that's what your intention is.
Keep a couple stored in the fridge,
Why not?
and then keep it for Thanksgiving.
This is very unique. Nothing I've ever tasted. Almost cidery.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and you know what? Not to keep on beating a dead horse here, but the flavors that I've had in this style of beer, I've had around Halloween, October, November. I've had it in stouts. I've had it in porters.
Right.
Out here, I've never had it in more of a light flavored. I've never had something that has that much spice and ginger.
That's light like this.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Something you're used to in the fall seasonals or the stouts or the porters, like you mentioned.
Definitely.
I pick up exactly what you're throwing down, Gabe. I mean,
good
I don't
stuff.
know. I don't know what to say to this because this is just like, I mean, I'm glad I picked it up now because very unique.
Yeah.
I haven't tasted anything ever like this before.
Yeah.
Scale of 1 to 5. What are you gonna give it, man?
Shit. I'm gonna actually say because of the surprise to it and the really clean flavor, I'm gonna give it 4 3/4. Man.
Good.
It's up there.
Nice.
It's up there, man.
Nice.
You know what I mean? In the winter time out here or in the fall in Arizona, a lot of the stouts, a lot of the porters are popular because the weather's cooling off. I'm not a big fan of those. I can see trying to go to this if these stay in the fridge long enough until then.
And I've obviously seen them on the shelves often. So again, I don't know what seasonal it is being branded as a seasonal beer for them. I myself, right in the same neighborhood, 4.5.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if anybody else there is mimicking this or trying to accomplish the same thing because I want to compare this to something, and that's why. Again, you've mentioned in the 4, you're going to be stingy with the 5.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't say I would give this a 5, but I want to see if someone out there is also trying to ride in the coattails on this one here because it's very unique. It's enjoyable and it's clean, it's crisp, it's not over spicy like you would think based on the description we gave. Man,
you know,
this is good.
and I've been drinking craft beer for quite a few years now, and like I said, I've never had a beer with ginger, like predominantly ginger. And I've never really gotten into spiced beers, and so I tell you this though, this is definitely starting to, pique my interest a little bit. And I think the next time I'm in my, the Bevmo's Total Wines out there, I'm gonna take a look at what spiced beers they have out there. You know, I mean, it piqued my interest.
Well, for you, you're an aspiring home brewer now.
Yeah.
Anything like this, these uniquenesses that come across in some of the beers that we've tasted, they're gonna start turning your wheels.
Yeah.
What can I do? What can I make a standard, this style of beer and kind of incorporate it with some of these spices that they catch them. I don't know. I'm very impressed with this beer.
Yeah.
Again, 4.5 is being. It's not generous by any means because I would give it a 5 if I could. I just want to see if somebody else is out there, and if this is one on its own, I'll come back and say I stand corrected. You know what I mean?
It should get a higher rating.
Exactly.
If that's the case.
Yes. Would you tap this beer?
I would, man. Without a doubt, no second thoughts. If I saw it at, again, my Bevmo or Total Wine or something, easily. If I saw it there, I would easily pick up a keg of it.
I agree. I'd tap the shit out of this beer. Great job, Left Hand Brewing, Longmont, Colorado. We're very familiar with that beer. Again, great artwork. Whoever was doing their advertising and their
designing.
They're designing on their beer logos. I mean, again, this is what caught my eye. Obviously, the name is like, what is that? And then you look at it and it says brewed with ginger. Well, shoot, let's give it a try. But great job.
And then next thing you know, it's a good.
Next thing you know, you're tasting a little bit of heaven right here, in my opinion. I mean, I'm very impressed with this. I'm surprisingly impressed with this.
And it's left hand, so I guess that should go without saying too. I mean, it's a really good brewery.
You're holding it with your right. I'm holding it with my left.
And I'm left-handed. I'm not biased. I'm
ambidextrous.
I'm gonna fucking drink this with 2 hands.
When it comes to beer, it doesn't matter what hand you're holding it with, right?
No.
As long as you have a beer in your hand.
Yeah,
but,
good stuff.
Yeah,
good
remember
stuff.
to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Don't forget your growler. If you find somebody, I don't know if you're ever in Longmont and they have this on tap, I'm sure you're going to take some of this home. Great job again. Boy Gabe, Londo, Crafty Review. Cheers. Ginger, JuJu. It says, what did it say? It said something about, God gosh, I can't remember the term that they used. Quit bitching and get ready for some witching.
Nice.
Good juju. Cheers, guys.